Hello friends, welcome to Ms. Blanks' virtual math class, and today we will practice decomposing numbers from 0 to 5. The cub will let us know what we'll be learning today. You will know how to take numbers apart or decompose numbers 0 to 5 using objects, pictures, time frames, and decomposing boxes. You will understand that numbers can be taken apart. You will be able to decompose numbers 0 to 5 using pictures, objects, tin frames, and decomposing boxes. Okay, so let's start our day by counting backwards, okay? So Ms. Blanks took away the number line because I wanted to show you what it looks like when you have to write the numbers counting backwards from 5, okay? You'll still be able to see the numbers decrease, okay? So let's do it. Ready, begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. All right, so when we go over this, make sure that you're practicing every time because you might see this very soon. Okay, so we've been reviewing and discussing composing numbers, and remember, composing numbers means you're building a number, okay? That means that you're putting objects together to build a number, okay? Did you know that just like Legos, like you can build things, but you can also take numbers apart? Yes, yes, you can. So for example, let's look at our red blocks that we have right here, okay? Now, remember, we built the number 3 with our blocks. Okay. Now, let's say we want to take the number 3 apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the blue block apart from the red block. Okay. Now, I no longer have 3. Okay, all together. I took the number 3 apart. That is called decompose. Okay. So compose means to build a number and put all of the objects together. And decompose means to take or break the number apart. Okay, so just like I did with our blocks, I had 3 blocks at first, but then I took it apart. Okay, I had my 2 red blocks, and when I took the blue block apart, I had my 1 blue block. Let's continue. Okay, so watch me decompose the number 5. Okay, so let's count all of our counters that we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so when I composed the number 5, I used 3 red counters and 2 blue counters. Okay, so now I want to take it apart. So something that I can do is I can put my 3 red counters here and put my 2 blue counters here, okay? So when I decompose the number 5, I used 3 red counters and 2 blue counters, okay? So I decomposed the number 5. I took apart the number 5, okay? Now let's do decomposing the number 5 again. So watch me do it. So there are more than one way to decompose a number, okay? So I decided to decompose the number 5 a different way, okay? So before I show you how I decomposed it, this time when I composed the number 5, I used 4 red counters and 1 blue counter, okay? When I decompose it or I take it apart, I can put 4 red counters here and 1 blue counter here, okay? So I broke down or I took apart the number 5 by putting my 4 red counters in one decomposing box and my 1 blue counter in the other decomposing box, okay? Ooh, so this one is a little bit tricky because this time I didn't use different colors. I used all of the same colors, okay? But even though I use the same color, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's still 5, okay? So sometimes you might see different colors and sometimes you might see the same color, okay? Either way, you can still decompose the number 5 the same way. Okay, so watch this. So I am going to decompose or take apart the number 5. Okay, so I put 3 of my red counters in one decomposing box. And then I put my other 2 red counters in the other decomposing box. Okay, so when I decompose 5, I had 3 red counters in one decomposing box and 2 red counters in the other decomposing box. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I just broke it apart, okay? So even though all of my counters were the same color, I could still decompose the number 5. Okay, so now I'm going to take it off of present mode and I want to show you what you are going to be doing on your 10 frame when you are decomposing your numbers, okay? So I am going to decompose the number 2, okay? But if you look on my 10 frame, when I composed the number 2, I used 1 red counter and 1 blue counter, and I had made 1, 2. So now I'm going to decompose it by breaking 2 apart. So I'm going to take my first red counter and put it in my first decomposing box. And then I'm going to take my other counter, which is blue, and put it in the second decomposing box, okay? So if you notice, I have 1 and 1, okay? So I was able to break the number 2 apart by using 1 and 1. Okay, so let's try it with the same colors. Remember, I told you, even though the counters are the same color, you can still decompose it the same way you would do with the different color. So you can take your first red counter and put it in one decomposing box, and you can take your other red counter and put it in the other decomposing box. Okay, so you have 1 red counter in the first decomposing box, and you have the other red counter, and that's still 1 in the other decomposing box. Okay, so don't forget that. All right, so I'm going to present your assignment. All right, so your assignment, you will be decomposing the numbers up to 5. Okay, so parents, please prepare 2 10 frames with decomposing boxes at the bottom shown in the lesson for the students to complete the assignment. Okay, you will need 1 blue crayon, 1 red crayon, maybe a pencil, the 10 frames with the decomposing boxes. Okay, all right, I will see you all soon. The assignments will be posted below.